Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I thought today in Enlisted we would have a look at making Enlisted a better place. This is the number 32 version and it came out on the 1st of February. They changed a few things which are pretty interesting, starting off with of course the fairer scoring for capturing, which I think I've been obviously doing my dailies in Enlisted recently, and I've got to say I think the system generally is a little bit better. I think they should increase the overall amount of points that you get for capturing those, so people focus on it instead of other parts of the game. But basically, when it comes to it, what they've decided to do is this. The capture point is the focus of the entire team in the center of the most intense battles, and there is a notable reward for capturing it. But just this detail has not been worked out in a way that suits everyone. Until now, the rewards of capturing a point was issued according to a very simple system. A player received 100 points for capturing the zone, and 50 points for any action in the point itself, such as kills, healings, etc. You could get a maximum reward just by entering a point at the last second before capture. Now, we're making it fairer. Points are now gradually awarded for capturing points, 5 points for every 5% of the point captured, plus 50 points for finally capturing the point. This way, the amount of time each player has contributed to the capture point is much more important. As a nice bonus, not 100, but 150 points in total can be earned for a complete capture. So, on an individual basis, if you're able to capture the point wholly, not just by yourself, but at least be on it the whole time it's being captured, you can get yourself more than what was on offer before, which was, of course, 100 points if you weren't doing any other actions, such as kills, such as assists, or anything like that. But if in the old system you did do a bunch of actions while also capturing the points, you got more points than you would in the new system. So technically, depending on how you played or the game situation, you would get less or more points than the new system. I think just in general, when we have a look at the new system, this will mean that people get less points from capping, even if it is a more fair system. And this is kind of the issue with systems like this. So the actual system itself, I think, is better than the old system, but I would increase the amount of points that you get from it. So instead of 5 points every 5%, you get 10 points instead. Just something as simple as that, because of the simple fact that you are losing out so many points from doing all the actions on the point itself, such as the kills and the healing. Because if you're capturing a point and you get, let's say, 3 kills, that's already 150 points, which is already the amount that you're getting in the new system from capturing a whole point, which, is a little bit crazy. So that now just needs to be balanced out. I would definitely say, personally, the new system is better. It just needs an increase overall. Also, they've made replays available on consoles now. So instead of just on PC, everybody can have a look at replays. This is good because it means that, you can check how other people play, you can learn from them, and then also work out if people are, let's say, doing a few too many crazy things, and therefore obviously cheating in the game. It isn't definitely fully functional, but the replay system is pretty good. One of the things I would like to see changed on it is the simple fact that I wish the switch between players was a little bit better, and I'm sure they'll improve it in time, but the addition of the replay system is fantastic. I'm very happy to see it in general. The other thing that they've also done is displaying soldier characteristics after purchase. So now, once you purchase a soldier, their key characteristic levels are now displayed. So basically at the top of the screen. Now this includes obviously the green, red, and yellow setup, and these are the points that you use to get the required perks that you want for the member. But the problem I have, and I've talked about this in the past, I understand why they do this, because, it basically means that people want to try and create the perfect soldier. But one of the problems with the soldiers is even if you get, let's say, 3 infantry 3 like assaulters, like 3 assaulter 3s, so they're all the same class, or the same type, let's say you get them up to the same amount of stars, they can have different characteristic levels. So they can have different heart levels, different physical levels, and also the running levels, the green, red, and yellow. So in order to get what is classed as the perfect soldier, you may have to unbox a bunch of them because of the fact that you don't get those right levels. And I don't think it should work like that. I think it should be averaged across the board. So, you take out that RNG element. Generally, over time, or generally, a person isn't going to think about that, and it's not really going to affect them that much. But at least for me, when you think about how there's so many barriers between somebody who has everything and somebody who has nothing, and they can get into the same matchmaker right now and face each other, I feel like what needs to be done is, to make it easier for people to be on the same level in certain little regards, and that is one of them that I would put in. So I would take out that element of RNG personally. I'd also personally like to see a UI change where you can disassemble all of a squad or to equip all of a squad at the same time, but that's another thing which is going on. The other massive change that they've done, which is absolutely huge, is the engineers in Tunisia are easy to get. This should have been done a long time ago when it comes to Tunisia. The simple fact is you had to get to the 9th level of Tunisia in order to get engineers. We talked about this in the past and how silly this was. We talked about it for about a year since Tunisia has been out, and finally, after the longest time, they have moved the first engineer squad for the Axis and allies to the 5th level in the campaign. So they're much easier to get to, and therefore, more people can get engineers quicker. Engineers in general, when it comes to Enlisted, are some of the most powerful units in the game, and they pretty much win you or lose you battles, depending on the situation. So the fact that they took so long to get in that campaign was just ridiculous. So a very, very positive change. It also means that they have swapped the two levels. So it says, note that if you're already at the 5th level and haven't reached the 9th, you get these engineers instantly. If level 5 is still ahead of you, enjoy the excitement and get your squads ready for engineers as soon as you can, because we have a special World Engineer holiday to celebrate in March. So it looks like they also are planning an event when it comes to March. So that's another thing that's also coming. They have a bunch of other changes as well. They optimize the mechanism that verifies hits in aerial battles. So we'll have to see if that's more proper or not. They changed the star icon for task for a certain military rank that aren't related to the Battle Pass progress. The Battle Pass weapon purchase confirmation window will now display the limit on how many weapons can be purchased for the current campaign, and they fixed the lack of auto distribution of standard upgrades for starting squads in all campaigns, which is nice. They also completed weekly tasks and now at the top of the list until you claim the reward. And they fixed a bug that caused the marker to be offset from the crosshairs when placed as a pilot. They also added a reward with battle score for destroying enemy engineer machine guns, which is nice as well. So overall, there's some pretty positive changes. I'd like to see, as I said, standardization when it comes to the characteristics for soldiers. All the other ones are very positive though, especially the Tunisia one, because that has been a large barrier for many people. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd like to thank Forge, Siegebreak, Carrion Crow, Nicholas Richardson, Elove Goat, Pyman, Winter Scientist, Merciless Reaper, Orange Tail, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Moxie, B. Young, and also Sem Arslan, Wilkski, Uncle Bean, Derek R., Bareen, Lafouche, and Samuel Slick for supporting the channel.